this is Firestarter and welcome to my review of the SIC Kiwami Tamashii Mask Rider Kuuga Mighty form. Finally, Kamen Rider Kuuga has arrived in SIC Kiwami Tamashii form. And we have here the box. It's thicker than your average SIC Kiwami Tamashii. We have Kamen Rider Mask Rider Kuuga, then Toei Bandai all that jazz, and he also has the name on top, extended window on both sides, and then possibilities and accessories that came with Kamen Rider Kuuga. Let's open and let's take a look on what he has in store for you guys before you purchase your own Mask Rider Kuuga Mighty form. The first thing that will entice you to buy Kamen Rider Kuuga and SIC Kiwami Tamashii form is this Tamashii Stand. This clear translucent plastic has Kamen Rider Kuuga's name and also the logo finished with a cracked base as a motif to match with the Kamen Rider. Yes, the base is quite smaller than your average Tamashii stand. Even the stem is smaller to accommodate Kamen Rider Kuuga in Kiwami form. If you don't like the length of the stem, you can always interchange it with your regular Tamashii stand, and that wouldn't be a problem, and it would really fit well on Kamen Rider Kuuga's base. Other accessories include 4 hands, an orange-like fireball for his rider kick, and a laminated piece that would come together with the small Tamashii stand. This time around, changing the hands is easier than other Kamen Riders that came before him. First step in doing the Kamen Rider kick with all of the effects is sliding the fireball on Kamen Rider Kuuga's foot. The next step would be take the laminated piece and connect it with Kamen Rider Kuuga's foot. Last but not the least is to place Kamen Rider Kuuga on a stand, and there you have the completed Kamen Rider kick with all of the effects and with the Tamashii stand. Another alternative is just taking out the peg at the back of Kamen Rider Kuuga and then plugging in the stem of the Tamashii stand, but it's up to you whether you want to do this or use the clips for the Kamen Rider kick. Kamen Rider Kuuga's articulation points is not really too shabby. We have a neck and head joint. Shoulder pads do move so that you can move the arms further, double jointed elbows, ball jointed hands. We have a waist articulation, but I think I don't have a upper torso or ab crunch. It's just hindered in some way. And then we have a single hip joint, double knees, and a ball joint and hinge engineering on the foot so that you can swivel that in different directions. And good thing about this Kiwami version of Kamen Rider Kuuga is that he has the joints that you need to do the necessary poses, but I wish it had an upper torso joint so that he can bend further and make the Kamen Rider kick more dramatic than it should be, or at least its SIC form. Like I mentioned on my review of the Kamen Rider Kuuga Decade Edition, the Kiwami will be or has been molded from this guy. So there are similarities and noticeable differences between the two. First is the headpiece over here. It's quite narrow than Decade Edition, and the shoulder pads is actually underneath the chest piece. Unlike Decade Edition, it has the shoulder pads on top. So, and then the paint applications, if you have noticed through the light, this one is in wet finish while Decade Edition is in matte. So first difference between the two. Second, I think there's something wrong with the knee pads on the SIC Kiwami Tamashii version, because as you can see here, it points up, while on Decade Edition it's in reverse. So that's the second thing you'll notice about the two. So I'm not so sure why they had to reverse the knee pads when it looks okay to me in the first place. And if you're talking about reimagination or reimagining, I think this is more accurate than Kiwami Tamashii Kuuga. And the paint apps are different. Like there are some additions, like for example the jewel here at the ankle, it has a red jewel, while in Decade Edition it doesn't have one. So I'm giving you the back area, and Kiwami Tamashii has more muscle than the Decade Edition. Another complaint I recently read about Kamen Rider Kuuga is that he's really tad smaller than other SIC Kiwami Tamashis. Like for example, this Kamen Rider Faiz blaster form, and as you can see from the shoulder length alone, he is smaller than SIC Kiwami Tamashii Faiz. So there is a modification on how to do this. Kamen Rider Faiz is a good candidate in doing the modification for Kuuga. The first thing you need to do is take out the torso from both Kamen Rider Kuuga and Kamen Rider Faiz, and then just swapping the ball joint inside the torso so that Kamen Rider Kuuga would look as tall as Kamen Rider Faiz. As you can see here, I already switched. It takes a lot of patience before you can really take out those ball joints on both torsos, because in my experience, SICs are not known for really sturdy ball joints and other hinges. So just be careful when you try to switch on the ball joints underneath the torso. As you can see here, they almost have the same shoulder height since I already modified both, and that is how simple it is to just modify Kamen Rider Kuuga to match the height of other SIC Kiwami Tamashis. Again, the SIC Kiwami Tamashii line has presented us with a good alternative to the SIC line with Kamen Rider Kuuga. With a little bit of modification on the torso to make the height as far as the SIC Kiwami Tamashii figures, it has become in its own right a collector's item for those who likes the reimagined Kamen Rider Kuuga in pint-size form. For those who doesn't have the Kamen Rider Kuuga Decade Edition, this is a good entry if you want to pursue collecting figures in the SIC line. So if you want to know the possibilities for this figure, do check out the photos at the end of the video, and also subscribe to my blogspot for the full written review. This is Fire Starter. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on my next review.